Clark. And we're the Clarks.
Hey guys.
Hey, how's everyone doing today? So we have some health news to share with you. And then we are going to feature some authors that we found and that have some really interesting things to share. The first bit of health news, because we think that we should share things that you guys actually care about. So the first thing in health news is that cases and hospitalizations of COVID are back on the rise. Some schools have brought back mask mandates and actually even closed classrooms. So what I want to know is, would you wear a mask if the CDC recommended it? They're not going to force a mask
I definitely
mandate.
would, because I don't want to get you sick.
Yeah, but that would mean masks back in the grocery store, masks back at doctors' offices.
I mean, we're getting into the time of year when disease really moves around a lot, and we're going to be going into winter in a couple months, and
yeah,
it's probably going to be bad. I mean, I don't know how many movies we're going to be able to go see during the winter. We didn't get a chance to go see a couple years ago No Way Home because it was everyone kept going to see it and they kept catching COVID. Mm-hmm. So we chose to wait for a digital copy to come out.
Yeah, they were saying Spider-Man was spreading COVID.
I mean, it's messed up. I loved the movie. It was fantastic, but I'm not going to get COVID by going to a theater during that time. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But I was really upset I couldn't do it, but there wasn't anything I could do at the time.
So there is a new vaccine that's supposed to be coming out in a few weeks that's supposed to help cover all these variants. So if you talk to your doctor, maybe they can tell you if you should get this vaccine. I'm definitely going to get it.
Me too.
I really want to be protected. We got COVID a couple times over the summer. We weren't sure if we had COVID because we never tested positive.
Sorry.
But when we did that strawberry shortcake video and Gandalf couldn't smell the orange one, we knew that he had COVID because he loves oranges. He always smells oranges, and that's really crazy.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the first piece of health news we have. The second piece of health news is Biden's Department of Health and Human Services proposed this week to move cannabis from a Schedule I drug to a Schedule III drug, which means that the government defines the drug as having a low potential for physical...
Moderate to low.
Potential for physical and psychological dependence. So that's really good. So that's on par with, alcohol, cigarettes.
Actually, it's a little more serious than alcohol.
It's a little bit more serious.
It's basically like getting a Tylenol with codeine.
Yeah.
Which you need a prescription for, but then again, it's recreational in some states. So basically, there's no way the federal government, after doing this, is going to be able to raid dispensaries like they did in that episode of Disjointed.
Yeah, that was pretty crazy. So yeah, this is really good news for those of us in the cannabis industry. There's going to be less stigma, and that is a great thing. So we need to support that. If it comes to your state and it's time to vote, look into that. So it looks like we're only 3 minutes into our video. So we're going to go ahead and do our featured authors. So I'm really excited about this. We started this week, and what you doing, honey? Getting me in frame. Okay, so the first author that I have for us, her name is Mercy J. I'm friends with her on Facebook, and she has this blog, and I started reading it, and it was so interesting. So I'm just going to read like the first few sentences, and I think you guys will enjoy this. I spent my first year in corrections, working night shift at the jail. I was still a positive person then, unscarred by later events. The jail was at the old state hospital. It had everything needed for a good horror story. Construction began in 1890. It housed the criminally insane, and it had semi-secret tunnels not open to most employees of the complex. In 2009, the jail closed. In 2011, the building flooded and was repurposed for other offices. I wonder if any of the current employees have ever heard of the voice in the hall. Unlikely unless they also work the night shift. By the time I started working there, most of the state hospital complex was dedicated to state employee offices, with a small section for psychiatric patients and a smaller section for female inmates. Shortly after I started, a night nurse who had started about the same time quit without notice. But first, the nurse told me this story. Night nurses were generally stationed on the floor of the fourth-story complex, one story above the basement entrance to the facility. They also spent most of their 12-hour shift alone on that floor. So that's all I'm going to read for you guys. I'm going to put the link in the show notes so that you guys can read the rest of the story. But it gets really interesting, and she's got a lot more on this blog page, mercyjwrites.blog, mercyjwrites.blog. So I'm going to put that link in there for you. I'm going to put her Facebook in there for you. So that was just really cool. I hope you guys enjoy that. The other author, her name is Tesha Geddes, and she had some great sales this past week, and she just got like super excited, and she has a bunch of great reviews. So I decided to look at the sample for this, and her book is called Magus Rising. And, she actually has like several books. So it's like a series. So I'm going to read this. It says, Cass. They called me a ninja. I could appear and disappear entirely unnoticed. I could sit next to someone and they'd never know I was there. I could stand in the middle of the group and never be acknowledged. They said I was a ninja, but I said they were just unobservant. I needed better friends. However, the thought of making new friends was terrifying and disheartening. Why should I go to the effort of making new friends just to be ignored by an entirely new set of people? No thanks. Better to be ignored by the friends you know than the ones you don't. I tried not to let the name bother me, but I did it. But it did. Sorry. I tried not to let the name bother me, but it did. I'm sure they meant it as a compliment, but it didn't feel like it. Sure, if I'd been trying to be sneaky, I would have, and that's where I stopped, because that's the sample you get. So I really connected to this piece early on because
that's good. I might want to read
yeah, everyone can connect to the idea of just needing better friends and, being worried about losing the friends you have. I think it's really important when you're writing to just connect with your audience right away. We were trying to watch one movie. I'm not going to say the name of it for certain reasons. I'm just not. I don't want to diss things. But anyway, we're starting to watch a movie. It was about 10 minutes in, and I just said, hey guys, us and our friend, I don't really want to watch this movie anymore. It's just really not gaining my interest. I'm going to play a game, play my game on my phone. And so the guys, they just decided to keep watching that. But then, the other night, we were, watching the Turtles movie, and we were into it right away. It turned out to be great.
Very engaging.
It was very engaging.
It was very good. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem. Really good.
It's cute. The animation's good.
It's interesting animation. It's not a usual animation.
It's not usual.
I would say it's almost on par with Spider-Verse.
Yeah. So, hope you guys liked the video today. Please check out these featured authors. I think they're doing a great job. They have some awesome stories to tell, and I'm sure that they would really love your support. Give them a follow, give them a like, share their stuff. So hope you guys have a great week. Happy Tuesday, which feels like a Monday.